Hi, Pisces. This is Dee, and I hope this message finds you well as we take a look at love and money. Only take what resonates with you. You received pain fades, but love teaches. And I question if I'm what you need. So I feel like your relationship has gone through some challenges, and those challenges have been overcome. And because you are now looking at the experience from the point of view where you're looking at the lesson you learned from what happened, you're now allowing yourself to grow and evolve in the relationship, right? Amidst all of what has happened. And I feel like because you're taking the approach of leaving the past in the past, that is a part of the process of you healing, right? And moving forward. And although you still have some scars that have been left behind, you're not focusing on the scars, but the lessons that you've learned to move forward in this relationship. But in the midst of all of that, you're questioning if you are what your partner needs. So I pulled a card to clarify that question. And what you received is our bond feels like it's on the edge of breaking. And so I feel like your heart is in this, but it takes two. So have a conversation with your partner about where this relationship is going. And from that conversation, decide on what is your next course of action. And if it is that you all start with a clean slate, you put all the chips on the table, meaning you put every issue and concern on the table to talk about and work through and start with a clean slate, or you decide that you want just to go your separate ways. Find a way to do it in an honorable way. So I feel like that's where you're at. It's either you're going to have this conversation to work this out, whereas you're able to just move forward, leaving the past behind, or you're just going to go your separate ways. But right now, there's this thin line between, do we continue to work on this relationship or do we go our separate ways? And I feel like it's unspoken. You know what I mean? You could feel the energy, but verbally, nothing is being spoken on. It's as if you're trying to just pick up from where you left off and keep going, but the energy is not as such. There is tension in the air. Even if it's slight tension, there is tension. I can sense that. So have this conversation about where you're going so that you can decide what's the next course of action. Okay? From the tarot, you have the Emperor. Okay? So someone in the relationship was controlling, dominating the relationship, right? And who wants to be in a controlled relationship? As you can hear the horn or the alarm setting, that's confirmation. Horns, beeping, those are all confirmations for me of what God Most High is trying to express. So someone was being very controlling, like my way or the highway in the relationship, whether it's you or your partner. That's what has had a major effect on the relationship. So someone needs to lighten up. If this is going to work, someone's got to lighten up. It can't use that type of spirit of control in a relationship. And I feel like that stems from a sense of insecurity, having control, being the person that's ruling with an iron fist. No one, that causes too much tension. No one wants that. Who? Whether it's you or your partner. That has to that has to go. And a lot of that is connected to ego. So the ego needs to die. The ego needs to be dealt with. The ego needs to come to the forefront and be addressed and be humbled. Because we all have to die to self, right? We all have to let our egos go. There's nothing wrong with the ego. I feel like there's a time and place for it, but not when it's generating negativity. That's a problem. Regardless of who is doing it, it's still a problem that has to be addressed. And there's nothing wrong with being protective in a relationship, but there is something wrong with being overprotective. So it's either control or this over sense of protecting where they're trying to control. I hope you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, that has to be addressed. So, have conversation. Conversation is needed, it's necessary. It is necessary. Look, look at the position of the emperor. He's sitting stern, stiff, not budging, no smile. You see what I mean? Ruling, ruling with authority, being short tempered. That needs to be addressed. Okay? And when it comes to your finances, you have healing. And I feel like this applies not just to your finances, but also to your relationship. There needs to be some healing. And healing can come forward during conversation, nurturing one another, nurturing self, etc. All right? But allow for the opportunity for healing to enter the room. If no healing is done, ultimately it's going to have an effect on your physical body, and you're going to be in a place where you're going to be needing the attention of a nurse. You're going to need a nurse, or your partner's going to need, someone's going to need a nurse if you don't address this, because this could ultimately cause damage and harm to your physical body. As you could hear, confirmation again, it's going to cause damage and harm to your physical being, your physical body. So spend some time healing oneself so that you don't have to worry about your body crashing from all of the stress that causes you to need a literal nurse. Okay? Now, when it comes to your finances, the message is your finances are healing quickly, right? So maybe you have been putting in some time, effort, and energy on repairing your credit. Continue to do what's best, and you will soon see great results. So continue doing what you're doing when it comes to your finances. I'm hearing stacking your money. Some of you are doing that, saving your money. Okay, that's great. Continue to do that, and you will soon see great results. You have gained the energy that you need. So you're in alignment with financial wealth, and you're being encouraged to maintain that frequency, that level of intensity when it comes to being disciplined, saving, preparing for emergency purposes or for the future. All right? This is your message. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comment section. You don't have to share too much if you don't want to. I respect and honor your privacy. Just drop me your favorite color heart emoji in the comment section. And don't forget to like this message, this video. And if this doesn't resonate with you, check out the shorts in the community tab. perhaps those messages will resonate with you. Okay? I love you. Please take good care of yourself. And I will talk to you soon. Peace and blessings to you. Bye.